Ooh, that looks tasty.
Hey, Fuzzy, you want to go hang out with the lizards?
No, they're always getting their scales everywhere. It really chafes my paws.
Well, how about we play some Fray?
All right, as long as you're fine with me kicking your hairy butt.
Harry? Who you calling Harry? Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another Kickstarter preview. And today we are talking about Fray, a game from Smunchy Games and designed by Adam Bassett. Now, this is a game for 2 players, plays in about 10 to 20 minutes, and for ages 8 and up, and it is set in Smunchy Games' world of Adia, which they have multiple titles for. And this game is a game that is, in theory, created by the soldiers in the armies of Adia. You have the Bjorn, the dwarves, and the elves. They have different names. I'll show you those in a little bit. The idea is this is a game that the warriors have created, and they play in between battles when the common soldier just has nothing to do but sit around and stew about the coming fight. Now, if you are not at all interested in how this game works, you're going to want to jump ahead to the timestamp on the screen right now. For those of us still here, this is a very simple game, and let me break it down for you. Now, I have this card here in the middle, not because it's necessary, but because you use this to kind of mark your battlefield where the center is. And that matters because you're going to be laying out cards as you play, and they're either character cards, like all the ones you see here with the numbers up there, or they will be spell cards. Character cards will wind up getting laid out in a 3x3 grid, and you are able to cover that center card that I have there, no problem. And once you have made this 3x3 grid here, that marks the end of the game. Then you simply score up who has more control, and that player is the winner. Now, let me explain how it works. It is actually super simple. So what's going to happen is each player is going to have a hand of 7 cards. And each turn, what's going to happen is you will be able to play one character, one unit, and that has a number, as I said, and a single spell. And you can play the spell before or after you play a unit. Each of the units has a specific power assigned to it. And I will say that some of the units, some of the higher level units, do not allow you to play spells on your turn. So that's something you just have to be wary of. So for example, I'm going to say that the first player is going to start their turn and play this level 1 Juanane, the lizard people. And you'll see that I'll get to draw a card, and I may play an additional Juanane unit this turn. Now I'm going to play it right here. You'll notice it's facing me because I'm in control of that. Then I'm going to draw my card, which will go into my hand. And then I'm going to play my second unit right here, which is another of the same race right next to it. It's a 6, and I'm not allowed to play any spells because of that. And I am done. Now it is the other player's turn. And the other player is going to start out by casting a Mystic Torrent. So that gets discarded and gets to draw a single card, just like that. Then my opponent's going to play the Bjorn Druid right here. Now this is where things start getting interesting. Any unit that is adjacent to a unit just played of a lower number, or if it's a 5 of an equal number, 5s can have recently laid down 5 will win a tie with another 5, will be converted. So this one turns and now is under the control of that player. And we see here they are allowed to play another spell. And they are going to go ahead and just play Foresight to take the top 4 cards from the deck, take one, and put them back in any order. And we'll just say they're going to take this one, and these others go back into the deck and get shuffled. Then it goes back to the first player. And so what my first player is going to do is play this Dwarvish Scout, allows it to draw another card, and play another dwarvish unit. And we'll go ahead and play that right here, which will flip this right on back to the other side. Now this one, I believe, should be facing this way. And then that will be the end of the turn. I'm not going to play any spells. And then we flip back to the other side, and they're going to play another Foresight, and they're going to take this level 1 Bjorn, and then the others will get shuffled right back in. They're going to play the Bjorn right there, and then that allows them to draw a card. This number 6 Bjorn, which would be what I'd want to play, but I can't because I've already played spells this turn. So I'm going to simply play this 4 right here, which will convert back to there. And so you see how this game works. The other player would keep playing, and eventually we would wind up with a final, something like this, and we would see who controls more. I control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I would win the round, and the game suggests that you play 2 out of 3 to determine the winner. And that is it. So, what do I like about this game? The main thing I like about this game is it's very portable and it's very quick. This is a perfect airplane game. Very easy to play on a tray table, very easy to kill time. You really can probably play 2 to 3 games in 20 minutes once you know what you're doing. The first time that we played, we had no idea what we were doing, and we still played the game in 10 minutes. Now, but what makes it work is the differences of what these cards do and the value of the basic spells. There's not a lot of spells in there, but they are valuable. Nothing's overpowered, but they're valuable enough that you want to use them, but you can't play the better cards if you've used a spell. So you kind of have that balance of, do I want to use the spells, or do I want to be able to put out my strong card here that's going to suddenly turn everything around, all around it, and maybe give me the win. So it's a lovely little balance. You play like these 7s and it protects cards next to you, and there's a lot going on without there being too much going on. And I know that's an oxymoron, but I am going with it, and you can't stop me. Now, the next thing that I like is I actually enjoy the art. I wasn't sure what was going on with the art at first, but when it was explained to me that what's going on is that the idea is that these are cards drawn by the actual soldiers. Well, that was more interesting to me. I think the little kind of pencil drawing look, little pen drawing look is neat. I think the characters, well, they have character. I like that some of them are clearly the characters that exist in the world of the game, and I'm ignorant of the world of the game. But it clearly hints that there is much more to it. So, but what are my quibbles about this game? And as with such a simple game, there's not really much to quibble with. But the first one is, as I say often with simple games, is just make sure you know what it is that you're getting. This is a fast, simple, very basic strategy placement war game without a lot of depth, and that is by design. But just keep in mind that that is what you're getting. You are getting something very quick and very simple. And if you want something more out of this, this is not the game. You have to go to some of the other titles in the Adia world to get that, I'm sure. Then my other quibble is, I couldn't figure out, even though I've already said that I like the art, and I do like the art, I couldn't quite figure out what it was about the art that seemed slightly off to me and why I thought it was a draft. And I was talking to a friend of mine who is also an artist, a very different kind of artist, and I think he might have landed on it, that this kind of looks like parchment and that old-timey paper, that you would have, the Fantasy World paper, but the drawings are so very crisp that it doesn't quite look like this was drawn by someone out on a battlefield. And now maybe that's not the idea. And maybe it's just a color. Maybe it was a little more brownish or something, not such a dark black. I don't know. Now, that is a very minor quibble. I think clearly the idea that this was drawn comes through but I do think it could go a little bit further in that direction of this is something drawn on these scraps of parchment or whatever it is that they're using to play the games out in the field. Maybe it could look a little more weathered or something like that. I'm not sure. Or of course the other thing they could do is they could just go all out and make it amazing art, but that defeats the purpose of the game. So that's it, folks. That is Fray. It is a very simple, fast, light game. Yet, it is enjoyable. I think clearly if you are already into this world, then this is probably a can't miss. This is a game that anybody can play at all. I actually did my final playtest of it today. I took it to work and at lunchtime taught it to somebody, and we played 2 out of 3, and the loser had to buy the winner an ice cream sandwich. So it was delicious. So right there, that makes this game a winner for me. But it's that simple. It's a thing that you can just keep in your backpack, you can keep in your bag, whatever, and just bust it out, and you're waiting for the buzzer to go off while you're waiting to get your table at a restaurant or something. So there you have it, folks. This will be coming to Kickstarter pretty soon, and there will be links to it down in the description as soon as I have that. I think this is something that if you like a quick, fast game, if you're looking for something that you can play when you're sitting on the airplane or waiting for your table or just hanging out at a pub or a coffee shop, then this is probably for you. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.